front row at Balenciaga, global cameras flashing, the Duchess stepping back into the narrative on her own terms. But inside that room, the mood wasn't admiration, it was restraint. No one reached for hugs or greetings, no one dared to fawn. Editors who normally rush to flatter VIP guests suddenly found their phones fascinating. Paris has always been polite, even to those it doesn't respect. But that night, it wasn't being polite, it was being cautious. Everyone could sense that Meghan hadn't entered a celebration. She had walked into judgment. By the end of the first act, the real show wasn't on the runway, it was behind it. Assistants, stylists, and makeup artists started trading looks that said more than words ever could. Someone muttered that being near her was tense. Another said she looked overmanaged. But then came the detail that stuck, the smell. One stylist allegedly said it was a mix of stress, perfume, and panic. A makeup artist was seen respraying everything, air, brushes, fabrics, trying to mask something. It sounded cruel, but that's how fashion gossip spreads. Fast, quiet, merciless. By the time the final model walked the stage, the talk had already reached the lobby. Nobody was whispering about the Balenciaga collection anymore. They were whispering about her, and in Paris, that's worse than being booed. Because once the gossip becomes the headline, your reputation becomes the entertainment. Then came the moment that sealed it all. Backstage access at Balenciaga is sacred. Few people ever cross that line. But according to multiple witnesses, Meghan's team didn't just cross it, they took over. Rearranging things, issuing orders, even instructing lighting staff. It was the kind of backstage chaos no one dared question until she stepped in. Wintour doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't need to. She simply appeared calm and cold, the authority of an empire wrapped in a single sentence. "You can't bully my staff." 5 words. Delivered without anger, without drama, just finality. Witnesses say the entire room froze. Meghan's team went silent. The staff looked relieved. No shouting, no spectacle, just a single moment that made it clear who truly runs fashion's inner circle. Anna turned away and continued as if nothing had happened. That's the thing about real power, it doesn't argue. It ends conversations before they begin. Paris doesn't keep secrets, it trades them. Within 48 hours, a short backstage clip slipped into private group chats. A grainy video. Anna's unmistakable voice cutting through the background noise. "You can't bully my staff." It wasn't long before that sentence made its way into every fashion WhatsApp group, every editor's inbox. Nobody posted it publicly, but everybody saw it. And the reaction was identical. A soft gasp, followed by silence. In an industry where reputations are currency, being publicly corrected by Wintour is more than embarrassment. It's exile with a smile. Once the clip spread, the whispers evolved into full-blown terror. Backstage staff began sharing what they'd witnessed. Frantic retouching, perfume clouds, an entourage in constant damage control. Someone joked that her team looked like firefighters with lip gloss. But beneath the humor was a darker undertone, rejection. Balenciaga's collaboration, insiders claim, wasn't a grand invitation at all. The outfit was borrowed, not gifted. Tags still attached. In fashion, that's code for you're not part of the circle. Designers started distancing quietly. One stylist confessed off-record, "It's easier to lend clothes than lend reputation." By the end of that week, it was clear Meghan hadn't reignited her fashion era. She had reignited doubt. Then came the professional side. Older than any headline. Balenciaga removed her name from their official recap posts. Vogue editors skipped her entirely in their best-dressed roundup. Other houses who once hinted at future partnerships suddenly had no comment. In that world, nobody cancels you loudly, they just stop calling. And that's exactly what happened. The industry that once adored a royal rebel had moved on. Paris doesn't run on sympathy, it runs on prestige, and when prestige senses desperation, it quietly turns away. Behind the scenes, her team tried to spin it as a misunderstanding, a minor backstage exchange, but by then the damage wasn't just done, it was circulating with its own rhythm. The Duchess had come to reclaim power. Instead, she reminded everyone how easily it can be taken away. When the dust began to settle, new whispers replaced the old. Sources claimed Meghan had taken a private drive through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, the very tunnel where Princess Diana lost her life. Her team said it was coincidence. Insiders said otherwise. They believed it was intentional. A symbolic gesture, a scene meant to spark emotion and draw comparisons. For those in Paris who still revere Diana's memory, the rumor landed like a stone in glass. It wasn't romance or homage, it felt calculated. And that's when the conversation shifted from fashion to fixation. One insider put it bluntly, she's not trying to honor Diana, she's trying to be Diana. As the story spread, the contradictions became impossible to ignore. The same woman who once condemned the media for exploiting tragedy had quietly partnered with the very network that once profited from Diana's final moments. That network, CBS, aired the infamous car crash photos, the same outlet that later hosted Meghan and Harry's exclusive interviews. To many, it felt like a betrayal wrapped in irony. She had built her image on victimhood while aligning with those who had commodified pain. The headlines didn't need to spell it out. Paris already understood. It wasn't just hypocrisy. It was branding masquerading as grief. Behind palace doors, Meghan had crafted the narrative of control. But behind Paris curtains, people saw something else. A woman chasing symbols rather than substance. Former staff whispered that her speeches were ghost-written, her business ideas vague, her leadership confusing. She demanded perfection but rarely gave direction. For years, she told the world she wanted privacy, yet cameras always seemed to find her first. Every move mirrored someone greater. Diana's compassion, the Queen's poise, Hollywood's glamour, yet none of it felt real. In trying to be everyone, she'd become no one. The Paris show was supposed to be her rebirth. Instead, it became her mirror. What people saw wasn't confidence. It was performance, and the mask was slipping. By the end of Paris Fashion Week, the lights were still flashing. But something had changed. This wasn't admiration anymore, it was observation. Meghan Markle had become a study in what happens when performance outgrows authenticity. The confrontation with Wintour didn't just travel through fashion circles, it became a lesson. 5 quiet words turned into a global echo. You can't bully my staff. No fury, no spectacle, just a reminder that real power never demands attention. It commands it. And as Paris packed away its gowns and glitter, the verdict was already written in whispers. The Duchess who came to reclaim her throne had been quietly unseated, not by scandal but by truth. Her image had become like one of those fashion mannequins in the window, flawless, motionless, and empty behind the glass. Sources say when she boarded her flight out of Paris, there was no send-off, no chaos, no crowd, just silence. That kind of silence that feels final, the kind that says the room isn't waiting for your next act. Paris didn't humiliate her, it revealed her. And in that revelation, it reminded the world why Wintour remains untouchable. Because power doesn't always shout from the front row, sometimes it whispers from the shadows and rewrites the story entirely. As one editor allegedly said the next morning, she came to Paris for a crown. So remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread.